I'd say one piece of advice I wish I had gotten at the start of my career um, is that it's okay to prioritize yourself. This work that we do is heavy at times. It's important, and it can certainly weigh on us. And so, putting ourselves first, putting our health and well-being first, is okay. You don't need to reply to every email. You don't have to go to every meeting. You don't have to go to every late night event. Um, you have to be healthy and happy. And when we're happy and healthy, we can serve our students, their families, and our colleagues better. I wish I'd known that early in my career. A random fact about me that you wouldn't pick up on from my bio or CV is that I have visited Greece probably more than a dozen times in my life. My parents are both immigrants from Greece. When I was younger, we would visit my grandparents in Greece, and since have been able to take our daughters to Greece. Um, we probably took it for granted when we were younger, but we absolutely love visiting Greece today. So that'd probably be a random fact you wouldn't pick up on otherwise. I joined NASPA as a young professional because I wanted to meet, interact with colleagues who were doing this work in and around student affairs. And so I think I attended my first annual conference in the early 2000s. Part of my going to my first annual conference had to do with um, placement, job placement at the time. This is before the placement exchange. I got involved with NASPA in 2005, 2006. And this may be a lesson in how you don't need to go this route to get involved with NASPA because there are lots of other ways to get involved with NASPA. But I remember at the DC annual conference, I approached Betty Simmons at the time and Charlie Fay, who had been serving as regional VPs, and asked them if I could serve as chair of the Region 2 conference in Albany, New York. That was my first foray into involvement with the advisory board. They both looked at me a little suspiciously, and I think appropriately so. Eventually, we did end up determining that the regional conference could be in Albany. I did chair that conference, had a wonderful planning team that we assembled. And that was my first sort of active engagement with NASPA through Region 2. That said, you definitely don't need to chair the regional conference to be able to get involved in NASPA and our work, whether it's nationally, through the knowledge communities, or at the regional level. There's much more attainable ways to get involved with NASPA, but that's the approach that I had taken, was chairing the 2007 NASPA Region 2 annual conference in Albany, New York. I'm actually most proud of what I'm able, I hope, to contribute to our students' lives and their experience at the University at Albany over the 23 years that I've been here. Um, it really begins with a single student, whoever that student is, and whether it's an interaction on campus, through the student org, in the classroom, when the student is maybe struggling with something or is confronting some challenges, or when we're celebrating their successes. It's those moments that I am quite honestly most proud of. And those moments come back, I think, more clearly, especially when the student, as an alum, returns to campus or sends you an email or a card that reflects and underscores the impact that we have had, that you have had, that I have had in their lives. And so it might sound cliche, but that to me is where I feel the greatest pride, is the impact, the positive impact we can have on a student's experience and then their life after they graduate from our institution. Super proud of all of our students that have come through UAlbany. I've had a small hand in contributing to their education and development through.